guys, and welcome back to a whole nother episode of Blonde Moment, and happy Labor Day weekend. So inspired by the fashion rule that you shouldn't wear white after Labor Day, I decided to wear all white today, and I might wear it again later on this week, October, whatever. I don't follow the rules, but just to add a little pop of color with my earrings and my bright pink lips, which are from CoverGirl's Color Sensational Vivids in Fuchsia Flash. I love this color and it's so moisturizing and creamy on my lips. And I also had to add a pop of color with my shoes, my orange Jessica Simpsons. I love these, they're so comfortable. So this week's must-have item is this little gem I have right here. It is the So Susan Light Diffuser Illuminator and Bronzer Duo. So I am in love with bronzer during the summertime. It is my favorite beauty item. And I received this with my Lip Monthly subscription. I'll be doing a review for you guys soon, but the glow that you see today is courtesy of this little guy right here. And this palette is called Cocoa Dust, and it actually smells a little bit like chocolate. So, you know, I look glowing and I smell delicious. Who can say no to that? But I love this little duo. I've only had it for a few weeks now, and I've used it not that much, but I've done a little bit of contouring, pretend contouring, because I don't really know how to contour, but a little pretend contouring with this, and I really like it. You guys should check it out. It is So Susan's Light Diffuser Illuminator and Bronzer Duo. Alright, so let's get into these lips. This week they announced the cast of the 21st season of Dancing with the Stars, and it was a whole bunch of irrelevant people on there, but the ones that I took notice to was Miss Paula Deen, Shaka Khan, Nick Carter, the Tamar Braxton, and Kim Zolciak. Now, most of those names should sound familiar to you, but if the last one is a little foggy, that's the white lady that was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, the only white lady that was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she used to be best friends with Nene one episode and then get to fight with her the next. I'm very excited to see Miss Tamar Braxton. Now, sometimes she gets on my nerves, sometimes, you know, that's my girl, but I'm kind of excited to see her branch out and do something else because she has been working. You know, you can say a lot about her, but you can't say the girl doesn't keep a job, okay? So I'm excited to see her, and her little snippet that she gave us of doing the whip and the nay-nay I thought was so cute. Paula Deen, on the other hand, I'm going to need her to sit down somewhere with all that because, no ma'am, nobody asked you for all that. We're not even going to get into the fact that Paula Deen's racist ass is back on national television. We're not even going to go there. We're going to move on. Another baller baby's on the way. A big congratulations goes out to Tiana Taylor and her man Iman Shumpert. He wrote this long but very sweet and touching caption on Instagram when he released the ultrasound picture. And in it, he also gave the baby's name. It's a baby girl, and he said her name will be Iman Taylor Shumpert Jr. Now, it's not very often, if at all, that we see girls that are juniors, but I mean, these are celebrities, and you know, there's a celebrity named Apple, and everybody loves Blue Ivy and Northwest. So, you know, what do you expect? I love them as a couple. However, you tried it earlier this year with Empire saying that Hakeem and Tiana were mocking you all because Hakeem had a box the same time Iman did, and Tiana's name was Tiana, and she was a singer. Like, no, don't. Iman, sit down with that. No. We're going to take a visit to Love and Hip Hop land. This time we're going to Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. This week, Tierra Marie assaulted an Uber driver. I mean, it's not really all that shocking, but I guess it's good to know that her crazy extends farther than just Ray J. Now, reportedly, she flipped out and started punching the driver, and then she stole his iPhone charger. Girl, really? You can buy an iPhone charger at the gas station. It's really not that serious, but whatever. This is Tierra Marie for you. So, yeah, she is being charged with assault and battery and theft. Good luck to you, girl. There's always something about the Kardashians in our headlines, and this week is no different. But this time we're focusing on one of their many black men because we know how much they love those. Now we're talking about little Miss Kylie's man, Tyga. According to Radar Online, he could not afford to buy her that beautiful white Ferrari that he got her for her birthday, so he leased it. Not only did he leased it in her name. So those of you who don't really know how leasing works, if it's in your name, if something happens to it, that's your responsibility, not whoever put it in your name. So something happens to this car, Tyga is completely off the hook, and little Miss Kylie is out to dry. So reportedly, her family is starting to think that Tyga is after her money, and they're starting to be concerned because she may not see what's going on because she's so young. Really? Now we're concerned about Tyga's interest in Kylie now that her money is involved, but when it was her young ass, 17, dating a 25-year-old, oh no, that's fine. That's normal. They grew up together. They're friends. So we just gonna have statutory rape up in the Kardashian household. That's how we roll? Okay. That's how it is. All right then. You know, what do I know? I'm not a Kardashian. So now it's time for the Q&As. If you guys have a question for me, you can message them to me to Blondie's Lipstick Facebook page or tweet me at Blondie's Lipstick. So the first question comes from Wanna Be Loved. Dear Blondie, I've known this guy for the past 10 years, but we've never really kept in contact because I moved to a different state. Just recently, I visited home, we went out on a date, and afterwards we had sex. Everything has been going good since, and he seems to be really into me. Then out of nowhere, a good friend of mine who also knows this guy informed me that he was in a relationship, but he told me he was single, as in the guy that she's into. Now I feel stupid and I don't know what to do. Should I ignore his calls and texts, ask him about it, or not bring it up at all? Help. Okay, Wanna Be Loved. This is an interesting situation that you're in, but all hope is not lost, okay? This guy could have been telling you the truth. We don't know what's going on with this friend. We don't know how old this information is. I know personally, I was in a relationship, and if you weren't a close friend of mine, you didn't even know. So everyone doesn't always tell every single thing that they have going on. So I wouldn't take what this other friend said to heart because we don't fully know the facts. If the guy says that he's single, then take his word for it until you start to see signs otherwise. Plus, you're in a different state, so just play things out and see how they go. There's no telling. It could be the truth. It could be false, but until you find out for sure from him what's going on, I wouldn't be too worried about it. As far as ignoring his calls and his texts, I wouldn't personally unless you're no longer interested in him. And I think you should have a conversation if you are concerned. But to bring it up and say, so-and-so told me that you have a girlfriend, I wouldn't do that because that's just he say, she say. And who knows, this other friend could have it out for you. You never know someone's intentions. But I wouldn't ignore his calls and texts. Just continue to see how things go and keep your eyes peeled. That's what I would do. I have another question here, and this one comes from, I'm going to call you Roger. He writes, I met this girl at a function recently. She was flirting from the start, and we had instant chemistry. The function was a busy banquet setting where people were constantly walking up and interrupting. We got separated. As a grown man, is it okay to use a mutual acquaintance to get her contact info since I never got the chance? Blondie, what is the difference between thirst and determination? See, this is my problem with this current generation, which I hope that you are not a part of, with this, oh, you so thirsty, oh, you so, no, like, thirst is ridiculous. I want somebody to be thirsty over me. Now, there's a difference between being annoying and being aggressive. I think it's 100% fine for you to go through this friend, take the extra effort in order to get her contact information and contact her. You all were flirting. You all were vibing from the beginning. It seemed like you all had a connection, and then you just lost each other. But if you take initiative to find out who she is, find out more information about her, get her contact information from this mutual friend, I don't see a problem with that at all. But if you pursue someone nowadays, it's thirst. No, you need to pursue me. If you want me, honey, you gonna have to come get me, okay? I'm not gonna call you thirsty because you tried to reach out to me instead of just waiting on me to make the first move. I would think it was refreshing or maybe even sweet if someone took the time to go through their contacts to find someone who had my contact just so they could continue a conversation with me and see where things went. So No, you are not thirsty. The difference I feel between thirst and determination is young-minded, ignorant, foolish children. That's what I think the difference is. If you want something, you should go get it. If I like something, that doesn't make me thirsty. And if I dislike something, that doesn't make me a hater. There is a gray area. So, no, you're not thirsty, and go get your girl. Time for the blonde moment, which is when I just get something off my heart, off my chest. And this week, I want to talk about this Kentucky clerk that was thrown in jail. Kim Davis is a Kentucky clerk that is refusing to issue same-sex marriage license. And she is hiding behind the Bible, saying that God doesn't want gays to get married. It's against her religious beliefs. However, did a little research on Miss Kim. You've been divorced 3 times and married 4. So it's okay for you to get married, divorced, married, divorced, married, divorced, married. She's claiming, oh, church and state, the separation of church and state. Then you shouldn't have a problem with this because of the separation of church and state, because nobody said that these gay people were going to your local house of worship and going to walk down the aisle there. They just want the marriage license so they can have rights and insurance and different things that you're able to have with all of your 4 husbands that they're not able to have just because they love someone of the same sex. If I went to my job and decided, you know what, I just really don't feel like I can do what you hired me to do because it just goes against my religious beliefs. Like, I really don't think I can do that. You know what would happen? I would get fired because that's called insubordination. If you don't want to do your job, then you either need to leave or they need to fire you, because this is completely ridiculous. You are hired to issue marriage licenses. And if the Supreme Court says that gay marriage is now legal, it's not up to you to make that decision to say that gay people can't get married or that it makes you uncomfortable, so you're just not going to issue these licenses. Then, to put the icing on the oh hell no cake, why did I see on social media that people are comparing this bigoted racist, because I'm sure she's racist, heifer to my Rosa Parks and my Martin Luther King? What you won't do is compare 2 of the greatest civil rights leaders in United States history to this white heifer that don't want to do her job. That's what you won't do. And I love this little quote. It's this picture comparing her once again to people that she does not belong with. Joan of Arc, people holding up signs saying we shall overcome, Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King. And the quote that goes along with the picture says, when did these guys become bad guys? Please, I am asking you. We all stand our ground for what's right. This lovely person named @BettyBowers on Twitter responded, Kim Davis thinks she's Rosa Parks when she's just the white trash who told Rosa that Jesus wanted Negroes to scoot on the back of the bus. That sounds a little bit more accurate. I can't stand these super Christian crusaders, quote unquote, who want to use the Bible to condemn someone else, but also use that same Bible to uplift what it is that they're doing. So you getting married 4 times, and it's a whole crazy backstory with like her having kids with the first husband, but they're not really his kids. They're like the third husband's kids, but the second husband adopted them. It's a whole bunch of foolishness going on with her relationships. And for some reason, it's okay for you to marry these men several times because it's a man and a woman. But because 2 gay people want to get married, it's a problem. So when they do your hair and they get your eyebrows on fleek, it's okay. But when your hairstylist can't go see his loved one in the hospital because he doesn't have the right to, that's none of your business. Oh, okay. And just in case you didn't know, just because someone else gets a right doesn't take away your right. You can still marry straight people. You just have to hit a stamp or put your signature at the bottom of a piece of paper. If it's just a piece of paper, which to you, it kind of seems like the institution of marriage is just a piece of paper or just a ring or whatever it is that you're getting out of all of these marriages. If that's all it is to you, why can't someone else have the same thing? Whew, that rain got me sweating, about to sweat out my hair, but that does it for this week's Blonde Moment. If you guys haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe. And if you're wondering why my hair is so fluffy, I probably should have said this at the beginning, but I just posted a new hair tutorial for you guys, so it'll explain why my hair looks like this. It won't be looking like this for long, but if you watched my last video, you'll know why. If you have any questions for me for my QT&A, make sure that you message me at Blondie's Lipstick Facebook page or tweet me at Blondie's Lipstick. And for all things Blondie's Lipstick, check out blondieslipstick.com or follow me all over social media at Blondie's Lipstick. Until next time, mwah!